Hello, friends. Welcome here. This is going to be a long one, so buckle up, but I feel like it'll be worth it for you. My name is Rachel. Welcome to the channel. Feel free to subscribe, follow any of the links down below to find these products that I'm working with. But let me tell you what I am making. I'm making a little mini album, and I'm really excited about that because I don't make a lot of mini albums, but it's been one of my goals for 2021 to make some more mini albums because they're really cute. And so I decided to start off really easy. And I'm just using like some chipboard that you get in like packaging and stuff like that. So that's what I'm using for my cover. And I didn't take any measurements that, let's just say I made it up as I went along. I believe the chipboard is 5 by 8 each page, something like that. But if you want me to do a full tutorial, let me know, because now I feel like I kind of have like a little bit of an idea of how I would make this mini album again and how I would make it better and directions on how to do it. So if you want like a full tutorial on how to make a mini album like this, let me know, and I can put something together. So all I'm doing is cutting some paper a little bit larger than the chipboard, and then just making flaps to fold over to create this album. I personally use hot glue. Some other people like to use other wet adhesives, but this is the glue that works well for me, and it dries really quickly, which makes the creating process faster. I apologize that this video is so long. I tried to cut things out, but I couldn't find anything else that I could cut out of it because I didn't want to cut anything out that's too important. I hope that makes sense. Like this part, even though it seems silly, I wanted you to see all the steps that I was doing. So anyway, that's my little explanation. But yeah, like I said, I will leave all the links down below for Scrapbook Nerd, where I got all these products from. I'm using a lot of Maggie Holmes collections and crepe paper collections, a lot of Maggie Holmes Sweet Story and Fresh Bouquet, Magical Forest, is that what it's called? I think so. But yeah, that's what I used a combination of, and they all went together so well. You will see once this mini album is done how they all went together perfectly. So in a moment, you will see me put this album officially together. This is kind of the boring part, but there's lots of embellishing that is about to happen. And I also do like a shaker front, which is so fun. I love a good sequin mix. So that's what you'll be seeing here in a moment. And I have a sewing machine. I also have a fuse tool, but I used a sewing machine for mine, and just like old page protectors, not old, but like page protectors that I'm not using, because sometimes like albums will come with a bunch of 12 by 12 page protectors, and I don't necessarily use them all, or I don't do 12 by 12. So I just have page protectors laying around, and I sewed 3 edges, and then I'm going to use a sequin mix, which is from CRG Art Designs, so go check her out as well. But yeah, so that is a sequin mix I'm using for the front, and I made a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. Quick cleanup. I think this is really cute, and I'm going to add some of my own sequins from my stash, one of them being gold, because I just wanted to incorporate gold in it because I love gold. So that's looking good so far. I'm really liking that. And once I have added enough sequins to where I think it looks good, I am going to sew the top of it. Oh, and look, I'm adding some more. You can never have too many sequins, am I right? And this doesn't look perfect. It's not perfectly straight. I probably could have had better tools, but I think it's fine. You can admire my completely disgusting glue gun. It is well loved. I use it a lot, so don't judge me. But I am just using hot glue to glue this down. Now this is plastic, so I use this when my hot glue gun is not too hot. Like, it's not at its maximum heat level. It's still warm enough, like cool enough where I can touch it without getting burnt. Like, touch the glue a second after and I won't get burnt. And I am very sensitive to like heat and stuff on my hands. So yeah, if that says anything or gives you any advice, because I would not want the plastic to melt. So you just got to make sure your hot glue gun isn't that hot, but still hot enough to adhere it, obviously. So then I'm going to take some papers and measure them out so they fit this part of the album just perfectly to cover up all of those seams. And I like to use my bone folder to like press the glue down, because at this point it was getting hotter, obviously, because the more you have it on, the longer you have it on, the hotter it gets. So it was getting hotter, and that is a good thing to help adhere it down and make sure it's all smooth and stuck to the paper. So I'm going to put that on both sides, and then I am also going to cut holes in the album. And I have these really cute pink rings that I'm going to use, and I need more. I love them so much. So those are the ones that I'm going to use, and I just used my crocodile, there we go, to punch the holes into the chipboard, and it went through just fine. Okay, so now I'm going to make my individual pages for this album. This is an album of a weekend away that Andy and I went on just for fun, just to get away. Obviously, this was not recently. This would have been in 2019, so I am behind on some things, but I'm so happy to get this done. So one of my goals for 2021 is to get all of my scrapping from 2019 done, including some Disney albums, which are going to be big albums, but I have 2 Disney albums that need to be done. One is actually from 2018, I think. No, one's from 2019, one's from 2020. There we go. We went to Disney before the lockdown and pandemic happened, so we got really lucky with that, but I have 2 Disney albums that I need to get done. That's one of my goals. My other goal is to finish 2019 scrapping. So there we go. Let's see how I will do. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. But yeah, so I adhered those photos, and just in case I get the question asked, I use a Canon selfie to print my photos, and I made them have a little white border. And with that, there's like extra white on the bottom. So that's how I kind of made it look like a Polaroid a little bit. And I just think that looks fun. And I am using some of the Fresh Bouquet ephemera pieces to layer up here. There are some really big pieces, which can be fun for layering. So that's what I am doing. And I love how this kind of little spread turns out. And I use pattern paper for all of the backgrounds, and I believe I use Sweet Story for each page. But I am mixing a lot of collections. I love these foam flowers. I think they're really beautiful, and they added a nice touch to these this project. So I am also doing a lot of sewing in this project, which I don't show the sewing part, but you will see in the close-ups at the end how the sewing really brought everything together and gave it a nice touch. I just used white thread, so very simple, but I love the way it looks. The doily is just from my stash there, but now it's time to add in those really pretty flower embellishments. And that little explorer is from, what's the collection called? Is it called Magical Forest? I'm going to look it up right now so I'm not saying the wrong thing. It's crazy. I worked with that collection for so long, and now it's like the name is slipping out of my mind. Magical Forest crepe paper. Yep, that's the one. yeah, so you can find a lot of these products that are left from Scrapbook Nerd. These were 2020 collections, I believe. They were all 2020 collections. So I'm really excited for the new collections to come out. They usually come out like February, March time. So I'm really excited to see all the previews online of all of the new collections. That'll be really fun. I really went different, I guess you could say, with these pattern paper backgrounds, because if you know my scrapbooking style, I don't do a lot of pattern paper backgrounds. So this was really fun to kind of experiment with that, and a lot of these pictures have green in them, so it was really cool to like pull out those different colors from the pictures and have fun with that. And just make totally different kinds of spreads. They all turned out very differently, but I love them all. So I am just adhering them all down. And all these pages have like different orientations of photos, and so they all look a little bit different, and I think that's really fun. I also used that, I'm just lining them up here to punch the hole, but I am also using one of those pieces from Fresh Bouquet that like you can slip your photo into, that's like kind of like a frame. So I used that for that donut photo, and I think that looks really fun. I'm also using some Tim Holtz phrase stickers, and I love the pink incorporated into this page as well. You'll see I add a lot of pink. I think that's really fun. And of course, lots of sewing as well, as you'll see. At the end, you won't see this part, but I also add, what are those called, like hole reinforcers? And I have a punch for that, and I used just some glitter paper. So I think that's a really fun touch at the end that you'll see. And this page actually that we're looking at right now does change a little bit. I wasn't really sure about the left side of the page with the direction I was going with it. Just wasn't sure. I love to use paint splatters. You can just use like watercolor paint splatters. You can even use like just like acrylic paint and water it down and splatter it on your page. I often also use mist sprays. You can probably find those in the shop. So lots of choices there for how you can make splatters on your page. I love the gold. I still have like gold Heidi Swap Color Shine in my stash, but that's old and retired. And then I also have like just some black that I like to use as well, and I just love the way that looks. Splattered it right on my photo, but it comes off really easily if you get it right away. I also did like the outlines of each of the pages in white sewing as well, and then I just didn't do like the inner pages with like the inner sides of the pages with sewing, because I wanted it to look like one complete page instead of two separate pages. I hope that makes sense. But I would just do along the three outside pages. So I think, oh no, this is my second last page. This paper is really cool. It's really bright. Not bright, I don't know, really like dramatic. Like the colors are just like in your face, and I kind of love it. I really got to use some fun colored enamel dots on this page. I like the way that, so those words, "You are my wish come true," I love the way that really stands out on this page. I think that looks super cool. It just really like pops because of the colors. I added that basket of strawberries. I have no reason for that. Maybe one of the donuts we ate was strawberry flavored. I have no clue. I just thought it was really cute. So that's why I added it, and I don't think anybody will question it. So there we go. Again, taking out those like puffy flowers that I absolutely adore, and yeah, embellishing it up. And this right side page, I had a little bit of trouble with embellishing. I wasn't quite sure what direction I was going with this, but I think it all worked out, and I think it still looks cute. And like I said, I had fun picking out different colored bright enamel dots that to kind of coordinate. And I put a little ladybug just because it was cute. Oh no, I took it off and I put that strawberry, that's right, because I wanted it to match. I was like, if I'm going to have a little red thing, I want it to match with the other page. So I grabbed, I don't know if it's a strawberry or raspberry or whatever it is. Again, I think I put some black paint splatters, and then I'm using some black word stickers to match it all. And then this will be my last page here. As you can see on this trip, we had lots of donuts. It was grand. That's basically what this whole album is just a bunch of donuts. And I have no shame in that. So I used my Dymo label maker and just wrote like yes. So it said yes girl, because I'm like chomping into that donut. So that's what I did there. And on the right side, I'll be just doing some like layering with different embellishments. And yeah, like you can see how I really mixed a lot of the collections together. That tag is from the Fresh Bouquet collection, while the word girl is from the Magical Forest collection. So it was really cool to be able to kind of mesh it all together. And it worked. It worked just fine. I haven't done journaling yet on that journaling spot, but I will afterwards. I think on one of the other pages too, there was a journaling spot that I had not yet journaled in. And yeah, just going to put these final touches on, and I also still have to do the sewing around the edge, which I'll do in a second, and put some more tiny word stickers. And all of those final touches. Whew, this is a long video, so I'm running out of stuff to say. I'm surprised I've been able to talk for this long, because I tried to shorten this video as much as I could, but it still turned out to be over 18 minutes long. So I apologize if that's too long for you, but I still hope you're enjoying this video. So now we're going to go to the flip through, and you can see I made those little reinforcer things. I included that little paper just because I thought it was cute. And yeah, so here is the final flip through. It's a pretty small album, but honestly, I love it. I think it's so cute. It was such a fun project to work on, and it makes my heart so happy to look through it. I just love it. And I know this is a very simple mini album, but I will be getting into more interesting, intricate mini albums in the future. This was just kind of my little intro to what it's like to make a mini album. So anyway, like I said earlier, please subscribe to the channel. We would love to have to build this community, and I hope you are all having a great day. I hope this made you feel inspired to go make something of your own, and check out the shop below. I will have all the links for everything, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!